Good morning, students. Today I will teach the principles and method of preservation. What do you understand by preservation? Preservation is the keeping of fruits and vegetables as such for long storage without deterioration in their quality. In other words, we can say food preservation can be identified. Food preservation can be defined as the science which deals with the method of prevention of delay or spoilage of food, thus allowing it to store in a fit condition for the future use. Then, principles of food preservation. First is prevention or delay of microbial decomposition. In this, by keeping out of microorganism that is known as your asepsis. Then second is by removal of microorganism that is by filtration. And third is by hindering the growth and activity of microorganisms that is by low temperature or drying or antibiotic conditions, use of chemicals and anaerobic condition, then by killing the microorganisms by heat or radiation. Second is your prevention or delay of self decomposition of the food. First, the destruction or inactivation of enzyme that is by blanching. Second, by prevention or delay of chemical reaction that is prevention of oxidation by means of an antioxidant. Third one is prevention of damage by insect, animals, mechanical causes, etc. The methods of food preservation, first, prevention or delay of microbial decomposition. In this, the by keeping out of microorganism which is known as your abscesses, means the preventing the entry of microorganisms in the food. Then maintaining of general cleanness while picking, grading, packing, transportation of fruits and vegetables. Then washing or whipping of the fruits and vegetables before the processing. Second, by the removal of the microorganisms that is by use of the filtration method. In this method, soft drinks, fruit juices and wines are clarified by settling or by using ordinary filters and then pass through special filter which are capable of retaining yeast and bacteria. Recently, such methods has come into use in the USA, Germany and other advanced countries for preserving apple and grape juices, but in India it is not common. Then by hindering the growth of the activity of the microorganisms, first is by preservation by low temperature. Microbial growth and enzyme reaction are retarded in food stored at low temperature. The lower the temperature, the greater the retardation. Low temperature can be produced by cellar storage. In the cellar storage, the temperature is around 15 degrees centigrade. Cellar storage means underground rooms. Then second is your refrigeration or chilling, where the temperature is maintained 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. And third one is your freezing, where the temperature is maintained around minus 18 to minus 40 degrees centigrade. First is your cellar storage. The temperature in cellars, that is underground rooms where surplus food is stored in many villages, is usually not much below that of the outside air and is seldom lower than 15 degrees centigrade. It is not low enough to prevent the action of many spoilage organisms or of plant enzymes. Decomposition is, however, slowed down considerably. Root crops such as potato, onion, apples, and similar foods can be stored for limited periods during the winter months. Then second is your refrigeration or chilling, where the temperature is maintained around 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. Chilling temperature are obtained and maintained by means of ice or mechanical refrigeration. Fruits, vegetables and their products can be preserved for a few days to many weeks when kept at this temperature. The best storage temperature for many food is slightly above 0 degree centigrade, but it varies with the product and is fairly specific to it. Then freezing, where the temperature is maintained around minus 18 to minus 40 degree centigrade. Freezing method is the most harmless method of food preservation. Microbial growth is inhibited and the rate of chemical reaction is slowed down at low temperature. Food can be quick frozen in about 30 minutes or less time by placing in contact with the coil through which the refrigerant flow. Second, blast freezing, in which cold air is blown across the food. And third is dipping the liquid nitrogen. Then preservation by chemicals. In India, sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite are the most common preservative used for the fruit and vegetables. A preservative is any substance which is capable of inhibiting, retarding, or arresting the process of fermentation, acidification, or other decomposition of the food, but does not include common salt, saltpetre, alcohol, spices, essential oils, or any other substances added to the food by the process of curing. The inhibitory action of preservative is due to their interference with the mechanism of cell wall, permeability of cell membrane, and activity of enzyme. Chemically preserved squares and crushes can be kept for fairly long time even after opening the seal of the bottle. It is, however, essential that use of chemical is properly controlled, as their indiscriminate use is likely to be harmful. A number of chemicals such as hydrogen peroxide, formaldehyde, halogenated acetic acid, salicylic acid, etc., which were used as a preservative some years ago. Now they have been banned in many countries. In recent years, except potassium metabisulfite and sodium benzoate, sorbic acid or trilosin, etc., are being tried. The two important chemical preservative permitted in many countries are sulfur dioxide, including the sulfides, and benzoic acid, include the benzoates. Sulfur dioxide, it is generally used in the form of its salt such as sulfide, bisulfite, and metabisulfite. Potassium metabisulfite, commonly used as a stable source of sulfur dioxide. According to Indian Food Product Order, the maximum amount of sulfur dioxide allowed in fruit juice is 700 ppm in squash, crush and cordial 350 ppm, and in RTS and nectar 100 ppm. The advantage of using sulfur dioxide are: first is it is widely used throughout the world in the preservation of juice, pulp, nectar, squash, crush, cordial, and other products. It has good preserving action against bacteria and molds and inhibit the enzyme, etc. In addition, it acts as an antioxidant and bleaching agent. These properties help in the retention of the ascorbic acid, carotene, and other oxidizable compounds. It also retarded the development of non-enzymatic browning or discoloration after killing the enzyme of the product. It is fairly stable in neutral or alkaline media, but decomposed by weak acids. When added to fruit juice or squash, it reacts with the acid in the juice, forming the potassium salt and sulfur dioxide, which is liberated and forms sulfurous acid with the water of the juice. It has a better preserving action than sodium benzoate against bacterial fermentation. It helps to retain the color of the beverage for a long time than sodium benzoate. Being a gas, it helps in preserving the surface layer of the juices also. Being a high soluble in juices and squares, it ensures better mixing and hence their preservation. Any excess of sulfur dioxide present can be removed either by heating the juice to about 71 degrees centigrade or by passing air through it or by subjecting the juice to vacuum. The major limitation of the sulfur dioxide are it cannot be used in natural colored juices like falsa, jamun, pomegranate, strawberry, colored grapes, plum, etc. on account of its bleaching action. It can be used for juices which are to be packed in the tin container because it not only corrodes the tin causing pinhole but also forms hydrogen sulfide which has a disagreeable smell and react with the iron of the tin container to form a black compound, both of which are highly undesirable. Second, sulfur dioxide gives a slight taste and odor to freshly prepared beverage, but these are not serious defects if the beverage is diluted before the drinking. Then second is your benzoic acid. It is only partially soluble in water, hence its salt sodium benzoate is used. Sodium benzoate is thus nearly 170 times as soluble as benzoic acid. Pure sodium benzoate is tasteless and odorless. The antibacterial action of benzoic acid is increased by the presence of carbon dioxide and acid, that is Bacillus subtilis cannot survive in the benzoic acid solution in the presence of carbon dioxide. Benzoic acid is more effective against yeast than against the mold. It does not stop lactic acid. According to FPO, its permitted level in RTS and nectar is 100 ppm and in squash, crush and cordial 600 ppm. In the long run, benzoic acid may darken the product. It is therefore mostly used in colored product of the tomato, falsa, jamun, pomegranate, plum, watermelon, strawberry, colored grapes, etc. Then what is the optimum limit of use of sodium sulfur dioxide and benzoic acid? In case of RTS and nectar, the limit or optimum dose is 100 ppm in both the cases. In case of squash, crush and cordial, sulfur dioxide is used 300 ppm whereas benzoic acid is used as a 600 ppm. In case of fruit juice, sulfur dioxide is used at 700 ppm where benzoic acid is not used in the fruit juices. Sulfur dioxide is more effective against the bacteria and mold, whereas benzoic acid is more effective against yeast. Sulfur dioxide cannot use in the colored products and it is act as a antioxidant, whereas benzoic acid used in colored product and it has an antibacterial action in the increase in presence of carbon dioxide and acid. Then preservation by drying. Microorganisms need moisture to grow, so when the concentration of water in the food is brought down below a certain level, they are unable to grow. Moisture can be removed by the application of heat as in sun drying or by mechanical drying, that is we know as dehydration. This is more rapid process as artificial heat under controlled condition of temperature, humidity and air flow is provided and fruits and vegetables, that is green pea, cauliflower, mango, mahua, etc. dry to such an extent that microorganisms present in them fail to survive. Then preservation by oil and spices. A layer of oil on the surface of any food produces anaerobic conditions which prevent the growth of molds and yeast. Thus, pickles in which enough oil is added to form a layer at the top can be preserved for long periods. Spices like turmeric, pepper, asafoetida means hing have little bacteriostatic effect and their ability to prevent growth of other microorganisms is questionable. Their primary function is to impart their characteristic flavor to the food. Then preservation by antibiotic. Certain metabolic products of microorganisms have been found to have germicidal effect and are termed as antibiotic. The common antibiotic used in the fruit and vegetable are niacin, subtelin and pimricin. Niacin, it is an antibiotic produced by Streptococcus lactis. It is non-toxic and has no adverse effect on the sensory quality of food. It is widely used in the food industry, especially for preservation of acid fruits in which it is more stable. It is commonly used in canning of mushroom, tomatoes and milk products. It suppresses the growth of spoilage organisms, mainly the gas-producing, spore-forming bacteria and toxin-producing Clostridium botulinum. Then second is your subtelin. It is an antibiotic obtained from certain strains of Bacillus subtilis. It is used in preservation of asparagus, corn and peas. It is most effective against gram-positive bacteria and spore-forming organisms. Canned pea and tomato containing 10 to 20 ppm of subtilin respectively were found to be free of microorganisms. Third is your pimricin. It is an antifungal antibiotic, can be used for treating fruit and fruit juices. At present, the above three antibiotics are permitted only in such foods as are cooked prior to use, and in the process of cooking, the residual antibiotics is expected to be destroyed. Then, by killing the microorganisms, first is preservation by high temperature. Coagulation of the protein and inactivation of their metabolic enzymes by the application of heat leads to the destruction of microorganisms present in foods. High temperature used for preservation are usually first is by pasteurization temperature, where the temperature is below 100 degrees centigrade, and other is your sterilization temperature, where the temperature is above 100 degrees centigrade or above. Then what is the difference between pasteurization and sterilization? In case of pasteurization, partial destruction of microorganism. In case of sterilization, complete destruction of the microorganism. In case of pasteurization, temperature below 100 degrees centigrade but normally at 85 degrees centigrade for 25 to 30 minutes. In case of sterilization, temperature is 100 degrees centigrade and above, sometimes continuous heating for 30 to 60 minutes at 116 degrees centigrade is essential. Pasteurization is generally used for against the fruits, whereas sterilization is normally used for vegetables. Pasteurization, the heating of fruit juices, RTS and nectar, where sterilization like vegetable use of for green pea, okra, beans, etc. being non-acidic and containing more starch than the sugar require the sterilization. Then preservation by radiation. Sterilization of food by iodine radiation is recently developed method. It is known as cold sterilization, that is, food is free of microorganisms without high temperature treatment. When gamma rays or electron beams pass through foods, there are collision between the ionizing radiation and food particles at atomic and molecular level, resulting in the production of ion pair and free radicals. The reaction of these products among themselves and with other molecules result in physical and chemical phenomena which inactivate microorganisms in the food. During food preservation, the radiation dose must be carefully controlled. The longer the food is exposed to radiation, the more radiation will it absorb. The World Health Organization and the International Atomic Energy Agency have recommended that the radiation does up to 1 m radiation is not hazardous. MRAD. Different organisms are sensitive to radiation to different extent. That is, a dose of 10 raised to power 3 to 10 raised to power 7 rad kills the microorganisms. 10 raised to power 3 to 10 raised to power 6 rad kills the insect, and 10 raised to power 2 to 10 raised to power 3 rad are lethal to humans. Sprouting of potatoes, onion, carrot, etc. are inhibited by 10 raised to power 3 to 10 raised to 4 rad. The unacceptable flavor of some eradicated foods and the fear of radioactive might be hurdled in the way of its greater use. Then, preservation of delay of self decomposition of the food, destruction of inactivation of enzyme by blanching. In the blanching, the vegetables are put in the boiling water for 2 to 5 minutes followed by the cold water. Blanching, it is also known as scalding, parboiling or pre-cooking. Blanching is usually done in case of vegetable by exposing them to boiling water or steam for 2 to 5 minutes followed by cooling. Advantage: inactivate most of the plant enzymes which cause toughness, discoloration, that is due to polyphenol oxidase, mustiness, off flavor, that is by peroxidase, softening and loss of nutritive value. By blanching, the advantage is it reduces the area of leafy vegetable such as spinach by shrinkage or wilting, making their packing easier. It reduces the number of microorganisms by as much as 99%. It enhances the green color of vegetables such as pea, broccoli and spinach. It removes the saponin in pea. It removes undesirable acids and astringent taste of the peel and thus improve the flavor. Then it removes the skin of the vegetables such as beetroot and tomatoes, which help in their peeling. Then disadvantage: water soluble material like sugar and anthocyanin pigments are leached by boiling water. Fruit lose their color, flavor and sugar. By preservation or delay of chemical reaction, preservation by carbonation. Carbonation is process of dissolving sufficient carbon dioxide in water or beverage so that the product when served gives off the gas as fine bubbles and has a characteristic taste. Carbonation adds to the life of a beverage. It is sufficient for supplementing the effect of acidity on pathogen bacteria. Carbonation is the removal of air, thus creating an anaerobic condition which reduces the oxidation of ascorbic acid and prevents browning. The use of carbonation is 14.6 gram per liter. Molds and yeast require oxygen for their growth and become inactivate in the presence of carbon dioxide. Then preservation by sugars. Sugars containing 66% or more of sugar do not ferment. Sugar absorbs most of the available water with the result that there is very little water for the growth of the microorganisms, hence their multiplication is inhibited and even those already present die out gradually. Thus, sugar acts as a preservative by osmosis and not as a true poison for microorganisms. Fruit syrup, jam, jelly, marmalades, preserve, candy, crystallized fruit and glazed fruits are preserved by this sugar. Then preservation by salt. Salt at a concentration of 15 to 25% is sufficient to preserve most of the products. It inhibits enzymatic browning and discoloration and also act as an antioxidant. Salt in the form of brine is used for canning and pickling of vegetable which contains very little sugar and hence sufficient lactic acid cannot be found by fermentation to act as preservative. Then preservation by fermentation. Decomposition of the carbohydrate by microorganism or enzymes is called the fermentation. By this method, foods are preserved by the alcohol or organic acid formed by microbial action. The keeping quality of alcoholic beverage, vinegars and fermented pickles depends upon the presence of alcohol, acetic acid and lactic acid respectively. About 2% acetic acid prevents spoilage in many products. Then preservation by acid. Acid condition inhibit the growth of many microorganisms, hence organic acid are added to or allowed to preserve food. Acetic acid in vinegar, citric acid in lime juice and lactic acids are commonly used for the preservation. About 2% acetic acid prevents spoilage of many products. Then prevention and minimizing damage by insect pest and diseases. By undertaking proper packing, insect pest damage can be prevented. To prevent damage due to diseases required special attention that the humidity should be low in produce as well as in the storage condition. So friends, students, this is all the methods and principles of the preservation of fruit and vegetables. Okay, thank you.